What's up, y'all? Welcome back to West Seattle. It's Ben back with you to take my very first look at the brand new Identity from Storm. So the Identity is the latest collaboration between Jason Belmonte and Storm. Got a brand new core, a successful but familiar cover. We'll get to all that in just a second. One thing also to note is this release is super limited. There aren't and won't be very many of these around the world, so if you grab one, super cool. Let's find out what this does together. Now you might have noticed that out of box it comes shiny, polished, but this one here isn't. This one's at 2000, did that for a reason. We'll get to that in a sec. But before we do that, we're gonna find out what is going on out on the lanes. So this is not our house shot. This is a slightly longer, heavier pattern. Numbers on the screen. And in my hands now, my A+ ball of the year. This is the PhysiX Blackout. So the PhysiX Blackout is, and it's not even close, one of the best balls I've ever thrown in my entire life. This one is so good. It does everything that I would want a strong asymmetrical ball to do. Gets through the front part of the lane nice, reads a lot of the middle of the lane, and then stores just enough energy down lane. So that it can do things like that. I think perhaps the best thing I like about this ball is the core combo match.
It's PhysiX Pearl on the outside,
but it's not polished, at least not out of box. It's 2000 grit. So then you could probably guess why I might have taken the polish off our Identity today. Even with the polish off on the PhysiX Blackout, that core combo match allows it to do the right things from different angles and de-emphasize a lot of your misses. So on that one, got a little farther right than I had intended, but even though it's sanded, it's still maintaining energy.
PhysiX Pearl is a super cool cover style.
This ball hasn't missed for me this year. Got a couple 300s with it, a couple 800s with it. I've drilled a few of them. It's, I think it's perfect. But I'm also looking for some options for nationals. A lot of us were gonna be going a few months, but it's never too early to start getting ready. So, is this making the bag? Well, not sure yet. Slaps 10s out like that, it's probably making the bag, right? So yeah, this one's coming with me to Baton Rouge, but I'm gonna need a few other options. You wanna be balanced, you wanna have different core shapes, you wanna have different surfaces. You don't always know what you're gonna get when you get out to nationals. But here at West Seattle Bowl, on a heavier, longer version of a house shot, PhysiX Blackout looking A-okay. And this is something that I would probably look to use on the longer of the two patterns this year at Nationals. I believe that is the singles doubles. Now, I don't know that I'd be playing from this line, but having time to get familiar with this ball is a good advantage and check in the box for why it should be in my bag. All right, we'll throw one or two more to PhysiX Blackout, and then we will jump right into the new boy, the Identity. So this Identity, like I said, latest Jason Belmonte and Storm collaboration. He's had a bunch. In all transparency, some of his collaborations with Storm have matched up pretty good with me, and some didn't. Personally, I really like the Journey, and if the lanes are super fried, the Fate was really good. Those were probably my two favorites. If you don't already have a PhysiX Blackout, and you can ask anyone here, I have told everyone in this building to get one. It's so good. All right, one final one with PhysiX Blackout. We'll see what the identity does. Still a thumbs up from me, PhysiX Blackout. I called this before Christmas time that this would be my ball of the year. It has so far gone on to be my ball of the year. It's probably my ball of the year. Sanded 2000 grit REX Pearl. So why even change the cover of a ball I've never thrown before? This literally came off the UPS truck. I put some holes in it. We're gonna see the first shot here with it. Then I'll tell you why I changed the surface. Looks pretty good. The reason why I changed the surface is because I'm pretty familiar with REX Pearl. It's been on a lot of my favorite releases, the Dart Code, the Vibo for sure, the Fate, like I said. So I think I know what it does, polished or sanded. So let's take this one and compare apples to apples. Dirty Dog 7-pin. But yeah, let's compare apples to apples. So I thought I'd take the cover out of play and it can emphasize, hopefully, the differences between this weight block and the PhysiX weight block. Okay, so what am I seeing so far? Well, the numbers for the weight block in the new identity are 251, 055. Here's the key number, 011 for the intermediate diff. What does all that mean? Well, this isn't as asymmetrical as maybe some other strong asymmetrical balls. It's almost approaching symmetrical. That's a terrible shot, but we'll ride with that. But so asym, strong versus lesser, asymmetric, weaker. What ends up happening, and why would you want the difference? Well, so what ends up happening is when you have a more asymmetric ball, a stronger asymmetric ball, a ball with more asymmetry, weight blocks can have a tendency to stand up pretty firm in the back, which is good, but then sometimes can roll forward. As you bring that number down, approaching more of a sort of symmetric, asymmetric hybrid. You end up getting what I think I just saw in that shot. And it's actually a little more continuous through the pins. It's standing up, but because it's not standing up too hard, it's not gonna roll as forward. It's gonna keep going from outside to inside. So this one then should, in theory, maintain its energy pretty well. Let's throw a few more and find out. Good shot. Okay. I could see shape-wise just how round that is, right? If you compare that to the PhysiX Blackout, while the PhysiX Blackout is also rounder, this one is a lot more round. And I think therein you see some of that difference between the two balls' intermediate differentials. Dirty Dog 9. Thanks, Norm. So what else is different with this weight block versus the PhysiX Blackout, say? Well, it's got a higher RG. So think of a figure skater with their arms out or in. This weight block doesn't have their arms tucked all the way in, spinning up super fast. This one has their elbows out a little bit. So it's not super slow, just slower. And that's gonna store more energy too. Because a bowling ball is always going to expend its energy in whatever way it can from the time it leaves your hand to the time it goes through the pins. So, if a bowling ball has a lower RG, like the PhysiX Blackout does, it's going to get into a spin faster, yes, but that means it is expending its energy sooner and having a little less down lane. Something with a ball where the RG starts to go up, doesn't expend all of its energy as fast, saves a little down lane. Is that a left side backdoor tripped 4-pin? And I see that energy retention playing out here. I can also then see that if I had this polished, how it would emphasize all of those characteristics just as much. Yeah, that one is really good. So like I said, trying to figure out what my nationals bags are going to look like. I don't want to wait till the last minute and start figuring this stuff out. I'd rather have some months and test some things out. And more than anything, become familiar with my options in different situations. So what is this doing for me so far? What am I seeing? Well, first what I'm seeing, it looks like it's reading earlier. The PhysiX Blackout had some pretty fresh surface on it, so it really is apples to apples in that regard. I think this cover, maybe with the pigments, just gives it a little more grit. I like to say I intended that to be more inside. I did not. But hey, this is showing what your misses and your makes are going to give you with your set configuration. In this set configuration, is there too much overlap with the PhysiX Blackout? Yeah, but I don't know that I was ever intending to look at this as a complement to the PhysiX Blackout. I just really wanted to see what the weight block did. That was terrible. That was bad off my hand. I stood up to try to will that. You ever do that? You know you throw it bad and your body starts shaking and moving and getting different view angles to see if you can make the ball fix itself. The bowling Konami code. Up, up, down, down, left, right. Shift around. Tends to work more than not. Woo, blower 7. And that one was high on the head pin. So I'm seeing that this weight block does have a little more energy retention than the PhysiX Blackout. It's not using it all the front part of the lane, and it's not standing up too forward. So 2 more, wrap up. We are testing the limits of the Dirty Dogs. Norm MacDonald, what do you think? All right, we'll wrap it up with one more good one. It smells good though. It smells really good. All right. Okay, so the identity. That's a good name. I think Belmo's idea was that it emphasizes, harkens back to what his identity has been over the course of his bowling career, and the identity of Storm as he's gone through his last 20-something years with them. But I think he can also bring out what your identity is too. And you can do that in ways like surface changes, different layouts. Mine on this one, you saw the numbers earlier. My standard 60 by 5.5 by 60, just to kind of see, again, apples to apples. Same on the PhysiX Blackout. Is it making the Nationals bag? I think I'm gonna try it by putting the polish back on so I can really see what it can do. And then we'll make our decision. So that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.